welcome to another edition of Classroom Chronicle. I'm your host, Pete Braley. One of my favorite episodes to do every year is to sit down and meet the valedictorians from our local high schools. We're talking about the best of the best and the brightest, right? Isn't that how it goes? Joining me today from Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School is Amber Hooda, and from Bishop Stang we have Julia Downey. Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Amber, did I say your name right?
Yes, thank you.
Why don't we start with you, Amber, and tell me where are you from? Do you live in New Bedford?
Yeah, I live in the south end of New Bedford.
Okay. And where did you start with elementary school?
I started off at Holy Family, Holy Name.
Okay.
Which is now shut down.
Right.
They combined with St. James, St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the school that they are now.
It's named after Sister Teresa, Mother
Yes.
Teresa. Yeah, of Calcutta, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think that's it.
So you went to Holy Family, Holy Name.
Yes.
Yeah, and then now that goes up to what grade? Or it did go up to what grade?
8th grade.
8th grade. And then you chose Voc right away, or?
Yep.
Yeah. Julia, what about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Mattapoisett.
Mattapoisett. Okay. So elementary school, Old Hammondtown?
Old Hammondtown Center School.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you go right from there to Bishop Stang, or?
I went to Old Rochester Junior High, and
Okay.
then I went to Bishop Stang.
What attracted you to Bishop Stang?
I liked how it's kind of like a Spartan village. That's what we call it there. It seems like there's a big sense of community, and all my siblings went there, so I kind of followed in their footsteps.
Right, right. Amber, what about you? Why did you choose to go to Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School?
Well, I had 3 options. I could either go to Bishop Stang, which honestly, with a single mom, that wasn't something I could afford.
Okay.
I could go to New Bedford High, which honestly, for someone who came from a private school, that's a little intimidating and scary to go to a straight-up public school.
Okay.
And I was in love with art and the sciences at the time, so Voc was the right choice for me because they had the visual design shop and they used to have environmental.
Okay.
Though they shut down environmental when I entered that year, so it was no longer an option for me.
Darn it, that's why I came here. Yeah. So what is it? What was your shop? What did you specialize in?
I chose visual design.
Visual design. Now, for those of us that don't know, I mean, because that's kind of a broad title, what does visual design mean? What do you do?
It's a very broad term, but it has to do with all the ranges of the arts, from graphic design, which is like billboards, logos, newspapers, product design, to illustration, to fine arts, to photography.
Okay.
It encompasses everything.
And so pretty much like this stuff, right? That's all around us. That's a visual design, is it not?
It's more of a media it's more of the media shop in our school, but we do film as well.
Okay. Julia, tell me about yourself. What is it you like to do? Did you belong to any sports, any clubs?
I like to do a whole bunch of sports. This year I did cross country, track, and tennis. I'm in tennis right now. And then
Undefeated, right?
Yeah, undefeated.
Yes.
And I also do soccer and lacrosse.
Okay.
And I just like to be outdoors. I'm hoping to specialize in like sustainability or environmental science and study that in college, because I like to hike and I just like the environment.
I read something the other day about the average lacrosse player runs anywhere from 3 to 5 miles in one game.
Yeah. I was in midfield, so I had to go
back and
forth the whole
Right.
time, and there was no like barrier lines because defense and
Right.
attack.
Right.
Yeah. So it was very tiring.
I would think so. And what, 2 or 3 games a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do they make you run that much in practice?
For Stang, we didn't do that many running drills. We did do a mile every tryout season, but that's about it.
Right. Amber, what about you? Are you involved in clubs or sports or anything like that?
I'm not involved in sports, but I am in the National Honor Society. I'm a student mentor, and I'm in Business Professionals of America.
Okay.
It's an organization where we show off, we compete and present our trade skills in a professional environment, from public speaking. I did graphic design, and I placed, and I've gone to nationals my junior and senior year.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's, before we get into your future plans, let me ask you this. Was being the valedictorian a goal of, I don't know who wants to start, we'll start with Amber. Was that a goal for you, and was it this year you were trying for that, or was it something you always had in mind?
It's something that I always dreamed of when I entered the school, because I knew that college wouldn't be affordable if I didn't put my best effort forward. I've been trying this whole time since I entered high school. Since I was in middle school, I realized how expensive college is becoming, and I knew that I had to do the best that I could to go to school for the best cost that I could.
Right. How about you, Julia? Did you focus on this as a goal?
I definitely wanted to succeed academically and get into a really good college. And my sister was valedictorian, and she's like 3 years older than me, so I kind of wanted to not one-up her, but just like raise to her level. So yeah, it started out as a goal, and then as I moved through high school, I just was fine with where I was, but I'm happy to be valedictorian now.
Was it a close competition?
Yeah, it was very close.
Really?
Between about two others in my school, and I was completely shocked when I finally got it.
Amber, was it a close competition for you at Voc-Tech?
I'm not exactly sure, because I'm an extreme perfectionist, and there was a very minuscule difference between the GPAs of my competitors,
Really?
But I think I always had an edge on them.
Okay. Based on, is it solely based on academics, or does your performance as a student, your other, marks as far as getting along, or can you influence the score or help your score that way?
If it's a participation grade, then yes, but your behavior is accounted into your grades.
Right.
It's mainly who has the highest GPA at my school.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the future and what's in store. I assume you're both going on to college, and Amber, what about you? Where are you going?
I'm going to UMass Dartmouth, and I plan on going to their bioengineering program.
Okay. So when you graduate, what do you want to do?
I have a dream of being a researcher. I want to be able to make a change in the field of immunology. Okay. I really want to be able to achieve something and help someone through that.
Do you mean finding a cure for something?
Yes.
Okay. Anything in specific, or?
I'm very interested in autoimmune diseases and genetic engineering, and I believe that through genetic engineering we can find a cure for certain autoimmune diseases, because I myself have a condition that behaves like an autoimmune disease, which made me look into these conditions, and it just piqued my interest, and I see them as one of the worst things that can happen to a person. It's your own body, which has the strongest weapons to defeat anything that comes at you, viruses, bacteria, and then it turns on you and hurts yourself. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you, but I feel like we have the technology to achieve a cure for them.
I've never heard it put that way. That's a very good way to look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And something like that does come from an inner, I knew there had to be something that drove you towards that. So thank you for sharing that with us. Julia, what about you? What do you want to do? Where are you going, first of all?
I'm going to Harvard, and I'm going in undecided, but I was definitely considering economics.
Okay.
So I would also like to study, as I mentioned beforehand, sustainability. and I'm not sure if I want to go down the public policy route or the more scientific route, but I definitely want to do something to aid in climate change efforts to stop climate change and all that. So.
Right. You come from, you said brothers and sisters, so how big's the family?
I have 3 other siblings, 2 brothers, 1 sister.
Okay. All older?
Yeah, all older.
Okay. And did they go to Harvard as well?
My sister does.
Okay.
And then my brother goes to Boston College, and then my other brother recently graduated from UMass Amherst.
Super. And Amber, now you said you had a single parent at home.
Yes.
Any siblings?
I have a brother. He's
Younger, older?
He's younger than me.
Younger, yeah. Does he look up at what you're doing and say, "Whoa, she's a valedictorian"? Now, what does that mean? Thanks a lot, sis.
I think he thinks of it that way. I think he has such high expectations on him because of me being an overachiever. So he's probably like, "Thanks, Amber."
Is he that way? Is he an overachiever as well?
He's just naturally really smart and gets by doing the bare minimum and still doing well.
Oh, how's that make you feel?
It's very frustrating because I try very hard.
Right. So, is there a sibling competition? There must be a sibling competition with your folks.
I think that it's more me instituting the competition into the family, just because I see my sister doing these great things and I want to kind of emulate that.
Right.
But I'm not. I think it's one-sided, maybe.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Something that is, outside of where you went to school. What do you like to do in your spare time? If there's a long weekend coming up, what do you like to do?
I really like to go biking and picnic with my friends, and just explore the towns around me, and go to different food places, shops. So that's really how I spend my free time.
Okay. Movies or reading? What would you prefer?
I would prefer reading if it was movies, but TV shows over reading.
Oh, what are your favorites?
I'm really into Ted Lasso right now.
Okay.
And I really like The Office.
Wow,
Yeah.
classic. Yeah. Amber, what about you? What do you like to do if you've got a long 3-day weekend in front of you?
I enjoy going out with my friends. I love going for rides around Westport and Tiverton. I love exploring and taking photos of the area because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love going on walks through nature, and honestly, I don't have that much spare time, so I don't know what I like doing too much in my spare time since it's hard to come by.
You're both laughing at that, not having much spare time. What takes up most of your time?
Well, my junior year was probably the hardest year. I was working at a job 3 days a week maybe, and I would have homework, 4 hours of homework almost every night.
Wow.
And I would stay up studying after that, and I also have to take shop into consideration because sometimes I'd be given shop work during academics. So I would have to handle my academic work on top of shop, and it was very overwhelming.
Was that a hard adjustment for you? I've heard that the VocTech experience is not great for everybody because you do 9 days in shop and 9 days of academics?
It's 6 days
6
in
days.
each.
And not everybody can adjust to that, right? Did you have an issue with that?
Well, I found out that my trade wasn't right for me since I came into Voc thinking I would go into environmental or visual design.
Mm-hmm.
I decided on visual design because there was no environmental.
Okay.
And I found out that it wasn't for me after realizing that it's just not where my passions lie. My passions lie more in the sciences. It was very hard at times trying to manage, and it's like a switch in your brain goes off whenever you switch between shop and academics,
right,
because it's different parts of your mind working.
Okay. Julia, can you imagine what that must be like? Going from academics and then suddenly you're in your shop for 6 days?
No, I feel like that's very different from my experience.
Right.
I've never experienced anything like that.
Right.
And I feel like if I went to a vocational school, I would have no idea what to choose as a concentration, as a shop, just because I'm so undecided about what I want to do and what I want to study.
Do you find that people were pressuring you in a way from a young age to decide what you wanted to do?
I feel like, I mean, my mom always had different ideas about what I should be. She was like, oh, you should be a doctor. But like, I don't think she's very undecided about what like she would want me to be.
Right.
So I feel like I feel like there hasn't been one set mold for me set by my parents or anybody else. So I haven't felt pressured.
I can just remember, and of course in my own case, this goes back to probably the 70s. I can remember teachers, I want to say 6th grade, 7th grade, saying, so what do you want to do? And I thought, I'm only in 6th grade, you know.
Yeah.
I want to make it to high school, you know. I don't really have to. Amber, did you find that people were, or did you put the pressure on yourself to make a decision?
Well, I've always been switching what I want to do in life, but I think my family put the pressure on me that I had to do some things that was on the harder side. They always pressured me.
They wanted you to challenge yourself.
Yes, like a doctor, a lawyer, something that isn't easy to achieve. I've always had that pressure on me.
Okay. And from what I've noticed, I mean, don't be surprised if your major changes a couple of times before graduation. Is that something that you're realizing? I mean, you've had 3 siblings go before you, so I don't know if they've done that, but hey, are you open to that?
I'm anticipating that just because it's hard for me to make decisions, even like what I'm going to have for breakfast. So a big decision like that is definitely going to come with some trial and error for me.
Right. All right, so you both have to give a speech at graduation. Now, your graduation is when for Bishop Stang?
Tomorrow.
It is.
It is the 26th.
May 26th.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, I would hope your speech is written.
Yes, I do still have to fix up some grammatical errors, but for the most part, it's done.
Can you give us an idea of what your message is?
So every year, Bishop Stang sets out a theme for each school year, and I'm going to go back to our freshman year theme, which is Diverse Gifts, One Spirit, and kind of connect how we're all part of a Spartan community that we've brought diverse gifts into, and as we move on to college, we should not only bring those diverse gifts that we've picked up through Stang and just naturally have, but also bring that Spartan spirit with us.
Okay. And Amber, what about you? Have you, now your graduation is when?
June 2nd.
June 2nd. Okay, so is yours done, or are you still working on it, or?
I was pressured to have it done weeks ago.
Pressured by?
Administrators.
Because they have to approve it, correct?
Yes.
Right. And what is your message?
My message is that we're all a huge group of hardworking and persevering artisans that have faced many challenges, and that we're very strong for where we are in the world today.
Nice. Are you both comfortable with giving speeches?
I did debate all 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm pretty comfortable speaking in a public setting. Though I do have a cold right now, so I'm hoping that I can get through without coughing or anything.
Are you comfortable, Amber?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I've had to do presentations all 4 years in my shop, so I have a good amount of experience with public speaking.
Very good.
Though never to a crowd of 400 people. Well, closer to 600 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how big your class is, your graduating class?
I would say 450 people, but that's including parents and relatives, it's probably going to be a whole lot more than
Right.
that.
How about at Stang? Do you know how big the class is?
It's about 150.
150? Yeah. You mentioned being a member of the debate team, and I remember interviewing someone from the drama club this year.
Yes.
Who was also a member of the debate team. And that sort of stopped me in my tracks because I thought how we've become so vicious on social media. When you're trying to make a point and then all of a sudden 10 people come out of nowhere saying, how dare you think that? And I was wondering if we can still have debate in this country. And she pointed out how there are rules. Mm-hmm. So, but have you noticed any change in the debates over the years?
Well, I think that going on Zoom for sophomore and junior year made a big difference. There can be some passive aggressiveness in the debates, but there's no real aggression, direct attacks, just because that won't win you a debate. The judges, once you start like viciously verbally, they'll shut that down, and it doesn't do anything for your point. So, and I think that a lot of coaches teach their students that.
That could be a lesson for everybody on social media.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for your point. But so tell me, as you look back at your time at both of your schools, and maybe I'll start with you, Amber. What are some of the things that will always stay in your mind about your experience at Greater New Bedford VoCTech?
I think that the people that I've met will have a lasting impact on me, because I wouldn't have been here today if I didn't meet the amazing people in my lives that I have now. I met a really great community of people that I will never forget, and they have helped me in so many ways.
Nice. One thing I've noticed in the years that I've been going to VoCTech to see different shops and different things at the school is the number of teachers who are graduates of the school. They come back. Is that something you could see yourself doing?
Personally, I don't think I could do that because...
Couldn't be a teacher?
No, I don't have the patience for teenagers. I already struggle with witnessing them in my school now. It feels like a jungle gym sometimes. And I'm just in here like a spectator in a zoo sometimes.
Okay. All right, I can see that. Julia, how about you? Can you see yourself being part of, or how do you see yourself being in the Spartan Village once you graduate?
I definitely, like Amber said, don't have the patience to be a teacher, but I will definitely come back and donate money. I can see myself just being going back to class reunions, because I really did enjoy my time at Stang, and I enjoyed all the memories I made and the people I met. So it does feel like a community, just because like you said, there are a lot of teachers that come back after being a student here at Stang, but I don't think I'll just leave and say sayonara and not come back ever.
Right. Okay. Are you planning to live at home while you go to UMass Dartmouth?
Yes, that would be ideal for the cost.
Right. Yeah. And how about you? Are you staying up in Cambridge?
Yeah, I'll be staying there.
Yeah. Looking forward to that experience?
Yep.
Okay. Looking back, and maybe I'll give you each a moment to think of something. Looking back, is there someone that you'd like to recognize that really helped you in your life? And I mean, you can go back to elementary school if you want, or it can be somebody at home that maybe inspired you through their work efforts or how they were there for you. Is there anyone? I know I'm hitting you with this cold, but is there anyone that comes to mind that really made a difference, and you really want to say thank you?
I know I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to say thank you to my mom. I know that seems a little unoriginal, but like I said before, I have a single mom. She has been my entire family, basically. She's been my mom and dad, served both roles at once. She worked her butt off to support me and my brother. And not only did she do that, she was also there for us emotionally and provided the circumstances and support to push me on throughout school, throughout hard times with friends, throughout challenges that I'd been through. She's an amazing parent, and she's all I could ever ask for. She's both my parents in one, and she's kind of like a superhero to me with her work ethic and just the support that she's provided me to keep on going and keep on pushing, and that I can always do better. I could always reach higher. She recently sent me a rose for a gift for school, since my school was offering roses for seniors that people could buy.
Oh, nice.
And she called me her star and told me to reach higher.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I feel like that sums up how she treats me pretty well.
Nice, nice. What is her name?
Jennifer Hooda.
Jennifer. All right. And Julie, what about you? Is there someone you'd like to point
probably my sister.
Okay.
We share a room, so all throughout high school, her high school experience, I just saw her working really hard. And she's helped me so much throughout the years just gain a sense of peace with my schoolwork, because I can be a bit of a perfectionist, but she's kind of calmed my worries down, and she's definitely served as a motivator to achieve excellence academically and even athletically. So just her being kind of a role model for me has made a huge difference to my development.
And she probably helped you put up with the two brothers too, right?
Definitely.
What is her name?
Kate.
Kate. All right. Well, it's been a true pleasure to meet you, and congratulations, both of you, on receiving on being named the valedictorian. I wish you best of luck with your speech.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what does the summer hold for you? Amber, what do you plan to do this summer?
I just plan on working and saving up some money for college, and finally having the time to enjoy and hang out with my friends, since I haven't been able to do that for a very long time.
That's great. Julia, what about you? What do you want to do this summer?
I'll be working, but in my free time, I just want to hang out with my friends, go to concerts, go to the beach a lot.
Right.
And yeah, like Amber said, just enjoy my summer.
Okay. Where do you each work? Where do you work?
I work at Oxford Creamery and at Sipican Tennis Club.
Okay. And?
I work at Dough Company in the mills in the South End.
Okay. Super. Well, I do like Oxford Creamery, so I might see you there. So. Congratulations, and thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Okay.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this edition of Classroom Chronicle. Remember, if you have an idea for a future show, someplace we should go, or people we should interview, some outstanding students, let me know, and we'll try to arrange it as soon as we can. Until next time, for everyone here at the New Bedford Cable Network, I'm Pete Braley. Take care.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.